So this comment was posted on my Instagram account, and let's talk about it, because it's a good one. So welcome back to my Catholic Corner. Let me read to you something from Gaudium et Spes, which is a document that came out of Vatican II. For taken as a whole, atheism is not a spontaneous development, but stems from a variety of causes, including a critical reaction against religious beliefs, and in some places against the Christian religion in particular. Hence, believers can have more than a little to do with the birth of atheism, to the extent that they neglect their own training in the faith, or teach erroneous doctrine, or are deficient in their religious, moral, or social life. They must be said to conceal rather than reveal the authentic face of God and religion. Now, I have no idea if the original commenter is an atheist at all. However, I think that the point, especially about us Catholics being deficient in not only our religious, but also our moral and our social life, we are called to follow the authentic teaching of the church. And many of us fail to do so, my own self included. There have certainly been times when I have acted in a less than authentic Catholic fashion. And so this can even be more damaging, especially when it comes from people higher up in our hierarchy and against marginalized groups, such as this commenter said, Black people for quite a long time were very much marginalized. When Catholicism started to be preached in other lands, there were some fantastic evangelists. There were also some really, really bad ones. Even today, there are groups that are continuing to be marginalized by the church as an institution. So while I can absolutely see where the original commenter is coming from, I also have to say that there is an authenticity to the Catholic Church that, at least for myself, I do not see in any other religion, where you can go and look at the teachings of the church, because we base it on the magisterium, which itself is based on tradition as well as the scripture. And you can go back to the teachings of the Holy Fathers and Mothers, to the words of the saints, to be able to see whether or not what is being taught is authentic. In fact, as I mentioned in my last video, some of our greatest saints are saints because they criticized some of the highest people in the Catholic Church for not adhering to the faith. The one that comes to mind most often is Saint Catherine of Siena. She is a doctor of the church, I believe, which is a title given to very few saints whose teachings have truly influenced the church and brought us to a better understanding of God's intention. Saint Catherine of Siena famously criticized bishops and popes during her time for not living an authentic Catholic life. And you can see examples of this. Maybe I'll do a video of all the ones that I can find. But so to address the original commenter, I can certainly understand your hesitancy to listen to any religion, especially the Catholic Church, when we have such black marks in our history. However, I would encourage you very much to look at the opposite side of the coin. Look at those of us who have done great works for the marginalized and who have spoken truth to power. Take a look at St. Catherine of Siena. Take also a look at St. Ignatius of Loyola, a contemporary of Martin Luther, who agreed with many of the points that Martin Luther had against the Catholic Church in his own time. I would take a look at the works of great Catholic orders. The Redemptorists come to mind, who have really pushed for helping out those who are marginalized by the church. So the Redemptorists made a big push for youth, for the LGBT community, and bringing people back into the fold of the church through compassion, through love, through understanding. Yes, we have rules and beliefs that on the surface seem to alienate people. Yes, those truths have been used to put people down. But what I find more and more as I explore my own faith, and I see others exploring this faith as well, is that when you go below the surface, everything that the Catholic Church authentically teaches, and I emphasize that word very specifically, authentically teaches, comes from a place of hope and of love built upon this faith. Faith, hope, and love, but these remain. Faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. And I truly, truly, honestly believe that if you look underneath the surface, you will find that the authentic teaching is based on love. Always happy to get these comments. Always happy to discuss. Yeah, if you don't want to leave a public comment, feel free to reach out to me privately. I believe I am open on all the platforms that I post, that my DMs are open to everybody. Feel free to post me privately. Definitely take a look at the other Catholic creators who are up on the internet. Wonderful stories, wonderful messages, whole lot of truth. Please explore, question. Keep the questions coming. God bless everybody.